Hey everyone, welcome to your yoga practice for today. We are going to start in a comfortable seated position. So for some of us that might be a kneeling position like this, and for others it might be crisscross applesauce or maybe even half lotus. So whichever you want to do, get to your mat, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and you can let your hands rest on your knees. You can do palms down or palms up. You could even do hands in your lap, whichever feels right for you. You can try multiple options, but find a place where you can sit comfortably and in total stillness. And we're not going to be here for too long, but let's just find a place to center ourselves. So center ourselves just means that we take a couple moments to let our body catch up, or let our mind rather catch up with our body. So we got to our mat, we're here. Now we just need to check in to see where our mind is and do what we can to bring our minds to our mat as well as our bodies. So one of the best ways to do that is to take a couple deep, clearing, de-stressing breaths. So with eyes closed, just take a big deep breath in, just the deepest breath that you've taken all day. And then open your mouth and just let it go, sigh it out. And let's do one more of those. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold it just a second. And exhale, let it go. And let the lips softly close. Let the tension drop away from the eyes and the jaw. And let's just take a moment. A moment to just be here without having to think about doing anything or being anything. Good, and put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And still sitting up nice and tall, just start to breathe into those spaces. So you inhale to expand, to breathe into your belly, to puff out the ribs and puff up the chest. And as you exhale, all of that collapses. So the chest falls, the ribs contract, and the belly deflates. And you inhale to expand, and you exhale to contract. So just like that, over and over again. Inhale to expand, exhale to contract. Good, then remove the hands, put them back to where they were, and just have a couple breaths, just like that. Next, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. You can open your eyes. Inhale, reach up and look up. As you exhale, we're gonna twist. Take your right hand to the floor behind you, take your left hand to your right knee, and just look over your right shoulder. Then inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, twist the other way. Left hand to the floor behind you, right hand to your left knee. Use that leverage twist. Inhale, arms reach up again. Exhale, twist to the right again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and twist. 2 more times each way. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. We're gonna fold. Exhale, right hand to the floor beside you. Reach overhead with those left fingers. Inhale, come back up, and we're gonna sway back and forth. You sway over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold right. Back and forth. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. A couple times with your own breath. Next time you reach up to the center, just stay there. Reach up, spread your fingers, enliven those arms. And as you exhale, hands to the floor, the mat in front of you, and let's crawl to all fours. So onto your hands and onto your knees. Look at those hands. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Make sure your shoulders and your elbows and your wrists are stacked up. Make sure your hips and your knees are lined up. And then inhale, drop your belly, arch your spine, look up. Exhale, round like a cat. Chin pulls into your chest and mid-spine pulls high. Inhale, arch your spine again, look up. Exhale, round again, chin to your chest. Pull that mid-spine high. 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale to round. Inhale, arch. Exhale to round. And then come back to a neutral spine. Take your hips way over to the right. Drop them down to your heels. Swing them over to the left. And then bring them back up. Do it again. Exhale, hips to the right. Swing them down, swing them over, swing them up. And take a few rounds in your own time. So you can go as fast or as slow as you like. You can make big circles. You could make small circles. And then let's come back and go the other direction. So go to the left and down and up. So here's where, you might feel some movement. You might hear some cracks in your joints, some pops. And that's good. That just means things are starting to move, things are starting to loosen up. So the wrists get a little touch here. You can bend your elbows and let your elbows get soft. You can bend, or you are bending your knees. You're getting your knees nice and warm, your hips and your shoulders warming up too. Back to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift up your hips, downward facing dog. So in down dog, just make sure that your palms are down, your fingers are spread, your feet are hips distance apart. So that's only about, 8 to 12 inches depending on your hips. Let's take another clearing breath. Take a big inhale through your nose. Then exhale, just let it go, sigh it out. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Let your head hang heavy. Let your heels reach for the mat. Press your hips up and back. And then look forward to that space between your thumbs. And just take a couple steps, or maybe a walk to the top of your mat. Once you get there, get your toes and your ankles touching. Inhale, lift up halfway. So fingers stay down. They might be on the floor, or you might take them to your shins, but we want a flat back here, head reaching forward. And then exhale, fold down. Get your chest close to your thighs. Then inhale, let's come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms way up high. And as you exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. This time, wrap your right arm behind you and your left arm in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms back up. As you exhale, do it again. Left arm behind you, right arm in front of you. Inhale, come back up. Bend both elbows and grab opposite elbows. Your hands can be overhead, or your elbows, your arms can be overhead. Inhale to lift up through your spine, then exhale, fold over to the right. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, fold over to the left. Inhale, come back up, look up, lean back just a little bit, hips press forward. Exhale, forward fold, release your hands to the ground or your shins. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, plant the palms, step to your plank position, and just since this is our first one, we're gonna slowly go all the way down to our bellies. Let your legs open up a little bit. So your legs are a little wider. Let your hands come out to the sides, your elbows facing up, your fingertips down on the ground. You're gonna peel your heart up. Inhale, lift your heart. Chin is the last thing to come up. Exhale, take your chest down. Chin is the last thing to come down. Do it again. Inhale, lift your heart. Chin goes up. Exhale, take your chest down. Chin goes down last. One more time. Inhale, lift your heart. Chin goes up. Exhale, take your chest down. Chin is last. Let those legs come back together. Let the palms plant down under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Lift up your knees and your hips. Full push up. Take it to plank. Exhale, go back down to your belly. Inhale, full push up to plank. Exhale, go back down. One more time. Inhale, full push up to plank. Exhale, go back, downward facing dog. Breathe, 2 breaths. Heels reaching for the mat. If your heels actually get to the mat, let your toes lift up. Press your palms down, spread your fingers wide. Relax through the back of your neck. Take one more deep breath. Then look forward. Take a hop or a step to that space between your hands. Inhale, half lift when you get there. Exhale, fold back down. Let's do all of that a few more times. Inhale, reach your arms up. Gonna exhale, twist to the right. Right arm behind you, left arm in front. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist again. Left behind, right in front. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to grab opposite elbows. Inhale, lift through the spine. Exhale, fold to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold to the left. Inhale, come back up, lean back a little bit. Exhale, fold forward, release your hands to the ground or your shins. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, hands go down, step it to your plank pose. We're going all the way down to the floor again. Belly, hips, chest, hit at the same time. And then tops of the feet are down, cobra pose. Inhale, lift your heart, chin goes up. Exhale, take it down. I'm gonna flow with that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your heart, chin's up last. Exhale, take it back down. Inhale, lift up again. Chin comes last. Exhale, take it back down. 3 more push-ups. Tuck your toes under. Lift knees and hips. Full push-up to plank. Exhale, right back down, chest, hips. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, come back down. 1 more time. Inhale, back to plank. I think we have to do that 1 more time. Exhale, come all the way back down. From here, last time, inhale. Back to your plank. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Well done. 2 more deep breaths right here. So remember, you're still trying to fill up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Remember, you're inflating your belly, you're expanding the ribs, puffing up the chest every time you inhale. When you exhale, the chest falls, the ribs collapse back together, and the belly deflates. Look forward, hop or step, feet between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up. Exhale, twist, right arm behind, left arm in front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist, wrap those arms. Inhale, come back up. Grab your elbows. Reach your heart, your spine up. Exhale, fold to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold to the left. Inhale, come up, lean back, look up. Exhale, forward fold, release your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Take it to your plank. This time we lower halfway. It's called chaturanga. Inhale onto the tops of your feet and your palms. Straighten your elbows, up dog. Exhale, roll over your toes. Downward facing dog. Heels to the mat. Hips to the sky. Press those palms down. Release the tension in the back of your neck. 2 deep breaths. Take your last big inhale. Exhale, look forward, hop or step. We're gonna do all that 1 more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right, wrap your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left, wrap. Inhale up. Exhale, grab your elbows, lift your heart, fold over to the right. Inhale up, fold over to the left. Inhale up. Lean back, look up, exhale, forward fold, hands release down to the floor or your shins, half lift. Exhale, plank baby to chaturanga in 1 breath. Inhale, up dog, elbow straight, look up. Exhale, roll over toes, downward facing dog. Breathe deep, relax the tension in the back of your neck, you do not need it. Last 2 breaths right here. So by now you're probably starting to break a little bit of a sweat, that's good. That's what we want. And from here, look forward, bend your knees, and hop. Top of the mat. Half lift up, exhale, fold. Now bend your knees a lot. Swoop your arms up to the sky. Good, so chair pose. Chair pose, if you look down, you can still see your toes, and your arms are reaching up. So you're reaching up for the top corner of whatever room that you're in. Your palms could come together. You don't have to reach straight up to the sky. You want to reach to a place where you can stay really grounded in your low back. All right, so sometimes we really overarch. A little tuck to your tailbone is going to strengthen your low back instead of make it more flexible, which we'll get to that. But in this pose, strength. Reach your arms up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, straighten your legs. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, plant your hands. Hop or step to your plank, lower to chaturanga. Lift your heart, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale that leg back up. Set your foot down between your hands now. Take your back knee down to the ground, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, hands to the floor on either side of your front foot. You're gonna shift your hips back. It's a half split. Head goes towards your shin. Inhale, lift your heart. You're gonna re-bend your back knee. We're gonna move into a standing split. So lift your left leg up, walk your hands back toward that right foot, head towards your shin again. And then slowly, with some control, you're gonna bend your right leg, high crescent lunge, land your left toes to the back of your mat. Inhale your arms up. We're gonna lean back with goalpost arms, lean back. Exhale, hands to your mat, step your right foot back, take it down, chaturanga. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Inhale it back up. Set your foot down between your hands, drop your back knee, low lunge, arms up, lean back. Exhale, hands to the floor on either side of left foot, lean back, leg is straight, head goes toward your left shin. Inhale, lift your heart. Rebend that knee, tuck your back toes, standing split. So lift your right leg as high as you can. Hands are back on either side of that left leg, head goes towards your shin. And then slowly, carefully, gracefully maybe, high crescent lunge. Right toes land, inhale your arms up, lean back with goalpost arms, look up, exhale, hands down. Step it to your plank, flow to your downward facing dog. And breathe. So once you get to down dog, this is your chance to reset. So reset the breath. If you need a clearing breath, take it. If ever you need to drop to your knees in child's pose and just come back when you're ready, then do that. It does take some time to build endurance for all this stuff. If you're ready for another round, we're gonna do 2 more. Look forward, bend your knees, hop, half lift up, forward fold. Bend your arms, sweep it up, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, straighten legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to your plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Lift your heart, up dog. Lift your hips, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, lift your heart, lean back. Exhale, forward, not forward fold, half split. Straighten that right leg. Inhale, lift your heart. Rebend that right knee. Lift your left leg up, standing split. And then land softly, gracefully, high crescent lunge. Bend those arms, lean back a little bit. Exhale, hands down. Plank to low plank. Up dog to down dog. Left leg in the air. Exhale, knee to your elbow, left elbow. Inhale it back up. Step it through, set it down. Low lunge. Hips forward, shoulders and heart backward. And then half split. Hands down on either side. Shift it back, straight left leg. Inhale, lift the heart, rebend, standing split. Right leg in the air. Land softly, high crescent lunge. Arms reach up, lean back a little bit. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot back, flow to your down dog, and breathe. Relax through your neck, relax through your lips, spread through your palms. One more breath. Bend your knees, look forward, hop, last round. Half lift and forward fold. Bend your knees, sweep it up. Exhale, dive it down. Half lift again, and then plant your palms all the way down to chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Your right leg in the air. Take it to your knee or your right elbow. Inhale, leg up. Low lunge. Half splits. Standing splits. High crescent lunge. Lean back with those goalpost arms. Exhale, hands go down. Left leg up, knee to left elbow. Left leg up, step it through. Back knee down, low lunge. Half splits. Standing split. High crescent lunge. Leaning back. Exhale, hands down. Chaturanga. Up dog. To down dog. where you breathe. So reaching your heels down to the mat. Fingers spread so wide. Press down through each and every knuckle. Let the back of your neck relax. Press all that air out on your exhale. Pull in as much air as you can on your inhale. Good. Inhale, shift forward for your plank pose. All right? So plank pose. You don't want to have your hips too high. You don't want to have them way too low. In this perfect place. Perfect place to pose. All right, so feet together. Bring your feet together. Bring your right hand inward toward the middle of your mat, toward that left hand, and then roll onto your right. Bring your left arm to the sky. It's a side plank. You could always take that bottom knee to the ground, right under your right hip. Or you could always lift your left leg up. That's really up to you. Look up to the sky. Take one more breath. And then exhale. Hands go down to the ground. Let's move to the other side. So pull your feet together, roll to your left, bring your right arm to the sky, and breathe. And then you can choose. If you want to take that knee down, then go for it. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, lift up that right leg. Breathe deep, look up. One more, lift the hips. Exhale, hands down. Take it to down dog. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Good. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Then step your left foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your hips down. Good. So this is Malasana squat. So it's a nice place to stretch your ankles and your hips and your knees. Also a nice place to breathe. So we just hold the pose here for a few moments without holding the breath. Close your eyes, palms together. If you need a clearing breath, take it. Good. Now stay in this squat. Let your arms go out forward in front of you. Palms up, like Frankenstein arms, right? And then right elbow on top of the left, we're gonna wind those arms up like eagle arms. All right, so fingers facing up, elbows pull down, fingers go forward, like you're trying to point them straight forward to the front of the room. Good, and then let your head come down, your chin come down towards your chest. You're just stretching those shoulders we just worked. Good, inhale, lift your heart. Unwind those arms, Frankenstein arms again. Palms up, left elbow on top of the right this time. Wind up those arms. If the palms can't come together, back to the hands, totally fine. Elbows up, fingers forward, chin down. Good. Lift the head, unwind those arms, and then take the hands down to the ground. Straighten your legs, turn your toes forward, and heel toe your feet all the way together. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms reach way up high, and exhale, palms together, right in front of the heart. Good job. So let's move into, now that we're warm, the warm-ups are done. Now we get to go and move into some deep yoga, deep balancing. All right, so from here, the trick to balancing is to find something in front of you to stare at. It's not gonna move. So balancing takes all of your focus. So gather all of your focus, gather all of your energy right here. Stare at something, put your palms together, shift all of your weight to your right foot, and pull your left knee up into your chest. So pulling that left knee up uses a lot of core strength. Pull your left toes up too. Stand up as tall as you can. The top of your head is reaching straight up to the sky and your palms are pressing together. Now right hand goes to your right hip, and you can choose left hand to the left knee, or first two fingers on your left hand wrap around your big toe, your left big toe. All right, so your fingers are gonna go in where your flip-flops would go. Get that thing that you're staring at, and then straighten that leg out if you can. You don't have to straighten it out, right? You reach it out. If that knee is bent, that's okay. Good, from here, shoulders down. Standing leg strong. Check in with your face. Relax your lips. Maybe even do the advanced version of this pose. That means you have to take the corners of your lips up towards your eyes. A nice big smile, or a little smile. Mona Lisa smile. One more breath right here. Good, keep your right foot where it is. Exhale, just take your leg out to the left. All right, so if that knee was bent, you could still do that movement, that motion. All right, so knee bent, or maybe leg out. Find that focus, find that balance, find your breath again. Your belly, your ribs, your chest. Good, inhale, come back to the center, so left leg goes forward, and then right hand to the outside of your left foot or your knee. Left arm reaches back behind you. Dancing Shiva pose. If you've got your balance, then look backward. Look back toward your left thumb. If every muscle in your right leg is cooking, that's good. That's what we want. So we notice these things about ourselves, but we try not to react. It's like, oh, my right hip, it kind of burns right now. Okay, cool, I noticed that. I take my next breath. Good, turn your face back toward the front. Bring both hands to your hips, point your toe. Pull your elbows back behind you, your leg is lifted. Try not to lean backward. Try not to make that face of grimacing. Remember that advanced style with your lips reaching up toward your eyes. One more breath, inhale, lift it up. Bend your knee again, we're still on that right leg. We're still cooking that leg. Let your palms come together. Start to tilt yourself forward and extend your left leg long behind you. It's a warrior 3. All right, so warrior 3 can be done so many different ways. Arms could be out to the side. Arms could be like jet airplane wings. Hands could be at your hips. Palms could be at your heart. Arms could reach forward. It's kind of up to you. Another option, hands could go down to the ground. But I'll use that option if you really have to. Otherwise, we're not really challenging ourselves. And we do want to challenge here. We want to breathe deeply through the stress, through the challenge. Good. Nothing changes except your bottom leg. Bend that knee deep. Press through your back heel. Bottom leg bent, so you're using all that strength. If you're really struggling now with all that burning in your right leg, good. One more breath. High crescent lunge. Arms go up. So reach your arms up, and this time interlace your fingers, except for your index fingers. Press your right knee forward, press your left heel back, and just start to point backward. All right, so those pointer fingers, try to point them toward the back of the room. You're leaning backward. Breathe in deep. One more breath. Exhale, thunderbolt pose. So thunderbolt pose, your arms are reaching back, your legs didn't change. So your chest is about 3 to 6 inches from your right thigh. So that means it's not collapsing down onto your thigh. Thunderbolt pose, arms reach back. Top of your head reaches forward. If you want extra challenge, lift up your right heel. Last 2. Drop your right heel. Reach your arms forward now. Lightning bolt pose. So thunderbolt, arms are reaching backward. Lightning bolt, arms are reaching forward. Keep pressing strong through that back leg. Keep pressing strong through your front knee. Relax through your lips. Last 2 breaths. You got this. You can do it. One more breath. Good. Both hands down to the floor. Shift your weight onto that right foot. Walk your hands out to the right under your shoulders. Let your left hand go to your left hip. Then start to stack your left hip on top of your right, moving into half moon pose. Left arm could stay at the hip, or it might reach up to the sky. Let your right heel, or let your left heel, the one that's in the air, let your left heel reach up, but turn your toes down. And breathe deep. If you want extra challenge, you could look up to the sky, or you could bend that top leg, See if the left hand can grab the left foot. Push the foot into the hand. Breathe. Press your heart forward if you've got that foot in your hand. One more breath. Release that foot if you've got it. Then exhale, both hands down to the ground. We're gonna come into a seated twist. You're gonna take your left leg, your left knee, and put it on the floor on the outside of your right foot. Set your left hip down, okay? Then from there, we're gonna twist. Your right hand's gonna go to the floor behind you. Your left hand's gonna reach up. You're gonna exhale, twist. Your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. You're gonna look over your right shoulder. Now, the deeper that you exhale, the more depth you will have in your twist. So when you exhale, try to get all of the air out of your lungs. And twist is deeper and deeper and deeper. One more. Let an inhale untwist you. And take yourself into a counter twist. So you're twisting the opposite direction. Now you're looking over your left shoulder. Good. Unwind your legs. Heels are down on the floor in front of you. Let your hands come underneath your knees. Navasana pose, your favorite. Lean back. So targeting the core now, you're gonna find a balance on your sit bones. Your hands can stay under your knees if you need them to. Or hands could reach out. Hands could even come down behind you if you're just now building this strength. All right, maybe legs straighten out. Palms up. Advanced style, smile. One more breath. Cross your ankles, pull your knees in, and put your palms down. Roll over those feet, chaturanga. Lift your heart, and lift your hips. And then hop to the front of your mat. So legs straight to start with. Let's just take a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. And then bend your knees a lot. Lift your heels up so that you come into a squat, but this time your knees are together. So we want to have the shoulders and the hips lined up. Knees squeeze so the inner thighs are active. Hands could stay on the floor for this, or palms could come together. So this is a balanced pose too. And we know that in balanced poses, we have to have our focus on something that's not gonna move. Fill your lungs up with every inhale. And empty them out with every exhale. If you feel pretty good, just let your arms reach up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms up. Pull your biceps back by your ears. Keep those inner thighs squeezing. Your heels totally lifted off the ground, by the way. Your belly button pulling back. Press the palms up. Elbows pulling back. Deep breath guides the way. Last two. Last one. Exhale, palms back together in front of your heart. Straighten your legs. Hands down, then straighten your legs. Walk it out a little bit. That was for your toes. Wiggle those toes a little bit. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. We're ready for the other side. So you're gonna shift all of your weight to your left foot now. Pull that right knee up into your chest. Have that focal point, remember. Pull that knee up, pull the toes up. Let the shoulder blades come down the back. Press those palms tight together. Left hand to left hip. Right hand to the knee, to the right knee, or first two fingers wrap around your right big toe. Leg extends out, bent or straight. Left elbow pulls in. Try not to lean too far to either side. You want to stand up as tall as possible. Soften through the muscles of the lips and the jaw. All those muscles around your eyes. Don't furrow your brow. That little crease in between your eyebrows. We're here to relieve some of that stress, not gather more of it. Be present with your breath. And even be present with the struggle. You know, this stuff is not easy. A lot of times we run away from the struggle. We see discomfort and we want to back out. We want to go to the other room. We want to back away, run away. But here we just try to breathe through it. Exhale, we're going to open that leg out to the right. Try not to move your left foot to do it. And if your knee's bent, you can still do this. Press through that heel. Let that left elbow keep moving back. Stand up as tall as you can. If you feel really balanced, you could take your gaze, your eyes over toward the left corner of the room. Inhale back to the center. You're going to take that left hand to the outside of your right foot or your right knee. Right arm goes back toward the wall behind you. Drop your right hip. Good. So you're twisting in a standing balance. Right arm reaches back, long and strong, palm open. And if you want, you could take your eyes and look backward, right past that thumb or as close as you can get. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So this is a twist. So use that leverage that you've got with that left hand on the knee or the foot to twist you just a little bit more. And turn back to center. Both hands on the hips. Point that toe. Advanced style, y'all. Bring those corners of the lips to the eyes. Bring your elbows back. Don't lean back. Sure, we can lift our leg higher if we lean back, but then we're using leverage. We're not using strength. We want to be strong. Lift that leg up. Good. From here, palms together. Bend your knee. We start to move into that warrior three. Send that right leg behind you. Tilt your heart forward. So if your left leg is shaken like mine, that is good. We want to challenge ourselves. We want to strengthen those muscles and those joints. Now do what you want with your arms. They could come out to the side. They could come to the hips. Palms could be together. Still breathing, by the way. Let's all bring palms together. Bend your left leg a lot. All right, so nothing changed. We're just flying a little bit lower. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slowly land those right toes down. Reach your arms up. So into your high crescent lunge. Adjust your feet if you need to. High crescent lunge. And then this time, we're actually going to take our hands behind our head. So elbows out to the side. Press your hips forward. It means you might feel a big stretch in your right thigh. Press that left knee forward. Still more strength in that left thigh. Elbows pull back, lean back, look up. Keep pulling elbows back. It's as if something's tied to your heart, pulling your heart forward, but then something's also tied to your elbows, pulling those guys backwards. And you're doing it all with a little smile. 1 more breath. Arms straight up, thunderbolt pose. So arms go back. Remember, your chest, as tempting as it is, does not just crash down onto your left thigh. I know it's tempting. I kind of want to do it myself. But I know that I'm going to get the strength that I need and the focus and attention that I need for this moment if I keep my chest lifted, if I keep my arms reaching back. And this is so temporary, you guys. Think about all those episodes of Game of Thrones that you've devoted hours of your life to. My God, this is only like 10 more seconds. Maybe 15. Lift up your left heel. Lift your left heel, left heel, left heel. Lift it up. Take 1 more deep breath. Drop that left heel. And now reach your arms forward. Lightning bolt pose. All that shaking in that left thigh, totally normal. Reach your arms forward, spread those fingers. Last 2 breaths. Hello, every muscle in that left thigh, that left butt cheek. 1 more breath. Exhale the hands down. Pick that right leg up. Walk those hands out so they're underneath your shoulders. Bring your right hand to your right hip and start to stack your right hip on top of your left, moving into that half moon pose. So your left hand is on the floor about a foot in front of your left foot, and over to the left about 2 to 3 inches, so underneath your shoulder. So you can keep that right hand on the hip, or maybe it reaches up to the sky. Toes point down towards your mat while the heel reaches up to the sky. Getting into your inner left thigh. Now if you want to make it more challenging, eyes to the sky. Or maybe bend that top leg, grab the foot, push the foot into the hand. Press your heart forward if you've got that foot in the hand. One more breath. Exhale, release that hand down to the ground, release the foot. Here's where we get to sit down. Yay. Take that right knee to the outside of your left foot and set your right hip down. Good. Then take your left hand behind you. You're gonna pull that right arm up. And as you exhale, we're gonna twist. Bringing that right elbow to the outside of your left knee, your left thigh, and twisting. Look over your left shoulder. So remember that twisting to your left, or twisting in general, you want to exhale just as deep as you can. And use that leverage with the elbow and the hand behind you to increase the intensity of the twist. We're not pushing, we're guiding ourselves, guiding our spines into that twist. Good. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And then next inhale, untwist, and let that inhale take you in the opposite direction. Good. Then untwist back toward the front of your mat. And this time we're going to come all the way down to our backs. Okay? So all the way down to your back, legs straight up into the air. Hands down by your side. Arms lift up about 3 inches from the floor with your palms facing each other. So arms are straight and reaching. Let your toes pull back, let your heels press up. And then from there, with straight legs, lower your right heel down toward the floor about 3 inches from the floor. Inhale, lift your heart up, head going toward your left knee. Fingers reach forward, head reaches toward the knee, and you try to breathe. So a whole lot of core strength going on. I know you can feel it. Belly button's pulling down. Get that head closer to the knee. Keep flexing through the heels. Pull those toes back. Try to get those legs as straight as you can. So it's not just about the skill of your body, it's about the will of your mind. Training not just the body, but the mind too. One more breath. We're not lowering the shoulders. You're just gonna switch. So right leg is now up in the air. Left leg is reaching forward. Head's trying to come close to that knee, that right knee. Fingers reach and expand. Belly's pulling down. Heels keep pressing, toes keep pulling back. One more breath. Exhale, release both knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. And then put your feet on the floor, about hips distance away from each other. Let your fingers go and graze your heels. And then from there, I'm gonna lift the hips up, bridge pose. Hands might be able to come together underneath you to interlace. And if they can, shimmy your shoulder blades together. So shift your weight side to side and try to get those shoulder blades tucked way up underneath you. Arms are straight, palms try to touch, and let your hands press down into the floor as you push your feet down to lift your hips up a little more. And of course, you're breathing. If this is too much, your hands could actually come underneath your hips. So your elbows are down on the ground, you're actually supporting yourself. So it's kind of like a bridge kickstand. But whichever way you choose, we're gonna have 2 more breaths. Inhale, press the hips down, or press the feet down, lift the hips up. And then exhale, release your hands if you've got them interlaced, and bring yourself back down. Let your knees hug into your chest, rock a little side to side. and then rock all the way up till you're at a seated position. Extend your legs straight out forward in front of you. You're gonna inhale, lift your heart way up high, lift your arms up, look up. And exhale, forward fold. You can grab some ankles, some shins, sides of your feet. Maybe first 2 fingers wrap around those big toes again. But the most important thing to remember is that we don't want to round in. So it's not head to knees. We want to try to keep the spine long. So it's almost like you're leading with your belly button. Like something's tied to your belly button, trying to pull your belly button to your knees. Your heart going and reaching toward your ankles, your head reaching for your feet. You can bend your elbows. You can look forward, you can look down. Whatever feels good and right to you. Inhale, lift your heart up. Good. From here, you're gonna take your right knee, pull it into your chest, and then we're gonna do a pose called Marityasana. So it's in the Ashtanga primary series. It's one of those poses where you get kind of twisty like a pretzel. Just do the best you can. So your right knee's pulled up into your chest. You're gonna take both shoulders on the inside of that right knee. Your left hand goes to your right shin. You reach forward, so you're bending forward just like you just did. Reach your right arm forward, flip that palm out, and wrap your right arm around the outside of your right shin. Your left hand comes behind you, and maybe those hands come together. You reach your heart forward, and you start to fold down, bringing your chin towards your shin. And again, you find your breath. Every single pose we get ourselves into. If you're thinking about something else, if you're in the pose but you're actually making a grocery list, or thinking about how you're gonna tell that person off, or thinking about, oh, I wish I had said that instead. Sorry, you're not doing yoga anymore. You're just kind of twisted up in a pose and thinking about lots of stuff. And the heart of yoga, the root of yoga, is being present. So be present. Do the yoga with more breath. Inhale, lift the heart, unwind those arms. Let's switch sides. Right leg out, left knee pulls back. Okay, both shoulders on the inside of that knee. All right, so if this is just like, what the hell is she doing? Then right hand stays there, just reach forward and grab that foot. All right, you could just grab that foot. Here's your modification. Or if you want to try that full pose, get as low as you can. Left arm out, flip the palm, and wrap that left arm around the outside. It's got to go around the outside of your left shin. Right arm then goes back and grabs. And you reach your heart forward and you bring your chest down. Breathe. Be here. Fill up your lungs. Then empty them out completely. So even if you just sat in child's pose, even if you just were in down dog or just 1 or 2 poses for the full hour-long class, then you would still be doing yoga if you just breathed in that pose. The heart of yoga lies in where your mind is, not your body. Good. Inhale, lift your heart. And unwind those arms. Good. And then let's let both knees come in and let those feet come together and knees open out to the sides. Baddha Konasana. So it's like a butterfly, but we'll keep the legs still. You're gonna open those feet like a book. Okay? And then lift your heart with an inhale. And as you exhale, start to fold in. So your hips are your heels and your hips trying to come close together. Your heart's reaching down for your feet and your head is reaching down to the floor in front of you. Now, elbows can be used to press those shins, those knees down, or if you're pretty flexy, then let those elbows actually go in front of the shins. Wrap your hands around your toes, reach your heart forward, push your elbows back, and really extend your heart and your head toward the front of your mat. Inhale, lift yourself up. Let those knees come back together. Let those legs go out long and come to laying down on your back. So we're gonna move into a pose called shoulder stand, and I'm gonna walk you through it. In shoulder stand, we start with our hips on the ground and you let your legs reach straight up to the sky. Now you could stay with your legs straight up to the sky, and you could actually just reach your fingers up and just stay right here. So this is a version of shoulder stand. This is a modification. If you want the full thing, hands go down to the floor. Use your core strength to lift those hips up, okay? We do want to send the toes as close to the floor behind the head as we can. See if you can let your hands interlace. Rock yourself side to side so you get your shoulders tucked underneath you again, your shoulder blades. And then hands come to the low back, and then you bring your legs to the sky. Okay, so maybe they don't get straight up. Maybe you actually put more hips in your hands, more weight of your hips in your hands. So you don't have to be straight vertical, but you're still upside down. You're still getting the benefits of the inversion. You could, the full thing, you try your best to get your shoulders and your toes, your hips, everything lined up. All right, so benefits of being upside down are vast. There are chapters of books written on the benefits of shoulder stand. Just briefly, it really takes a lot of stress and tension off of your veins. It just kind of sets a reset button for your circulation. It sends a lot of blood flow into your lungs, into your brain. So the ancient yogis believed that this pose, being upside down, was actually so beneficial, they held it twice as long as all the other poses. So when you're in your inversions, it's so important to breathe. I know sometimes we get into those headstands, we get into shoulder stands, and we're just like, yay, I'm here, and we're focusing on not falling, and we forget to breathe. But if you breathe deep, when your lungs are just full of this fresh oxygenated blood, oh my gosh, you are gonna wake your brain up. You're gonna wake up every single cell, every single nerve is gonna come alive. So maybe I'll shut up now. I'll take a couple deep breaths myself. Biggest yoga teacher challenge is just shut up. Let the pose do the work. Important here, I'm sorry, I can't stop talking. Important here to relax the muscles in the back of your neck. Don't clench your jaw. And maybe you can see that I've done this. I didn't tell you to do it, but you can cross your ankles. Doesn't matter which one you do. And just reach your toes up. Squeeze your inner thighs together, and that kind of gives you this strength, this lift. Good, and then uncross those ankles if you cross them. We're gonna take toes toward the floor behind the head. Now the traditional version of this is that you interlace your hands. You again shimmy your shoulder blades a little closer together. Press your hands down. The toes don't have to hit the floor. They could hover above the floor, but please make sure that the back of the neck and the low back are not feeling too much. You know, every yoga pose we wanna have sort of that Goldilocks place, right? That means it's not too much sensation and it's not too little. So we want to find the edge is really what I'm trying to say. And the edge is that perfect place between too much and not enough. Too much would be injury, and not enough would be, why the heck am I even doing this? What's the benefit? I can't feel it at all. So that perfect place between those spots. The middle. Good. If you're in that plow pose, bend the knees so they're a little closer to your chest. And if you can, you might even let the knees squeeze either side of your head. And then release your hands, your palms back down to the ground, and slowly use those hands as brakes. You're gonna bring yourself back down slowly to the mat, hips go down. And squeeze your knees into your chest and just let your head go side to side. Chin goes shoulder to shoulder. And that's just to take care of the back of the neck. Release any kinks that we may have just created back there. Good, and then we're gonna move into our final two movements or two shapes. They're just twists. So you can leave your knees just like this, kind of stacked up, or you can make it a little more intense get more benefit, more twist, by taking right leg over the left, maybe even intertwining those ankles like eagle legs. Okay, arms go out to the side. And then take knees over to the left. And you can take one hand, you can take that left hand and just let it go to the knee if you want, or you can leave it out. It's up to you. You're gonna take your chin over toward the right. And now the trick here is to not tense up through your low back, through the outside of that left thigh, or through your right shoulder, which is challenging, you know. Every pose we've been using all this strength, all this muscle, but now it's time to relax them all. And close your eyes and just take a couple deep breaths, really focusing on that exhale. Okay, then inhale to come back up through the center. Now wind those legs up the other way, or not if you didn't wind them the other side. All right, so left leg over the right, arms out to the side, and then just take those hips over, take those knees over to the right. And you turn your chin over toward your left shoulder, and then you're trying to let all of that tension on the right side of the body and that left shoulder. Even if that shoulder is floating, there's no reason to keep that arm tensed up, tightened up. You just kind of let it hang out. Good. Inhale those legs back up. And unwind those legs and plant the feet on the floor or on the mat. And take the feet as wide as your mat. And just easy as pie, we're gonna take knees to the right and the left. All right, so I call this a windshield wiper. And we'll go slow, like it's just drizzling. It's not pouring rain. To the right, to the left. Back and forth, one more time each side. And then let your legs slide out long on your mat. Adjust yourself accordingly. Let your feet flop in and out a couple times, and then let them just splay open. Totally effortless. Don't be a toothpick in your Shavasana. This is our last pose, quite possibly the most important pose, because it lets us just kind of acclimate to everything we went through. It gives us a time where we're not trying to do anything or be anything again, just like we did in the beginning. But this time there's a recovery interlaced with that. But the feet just flop open. The arms, don't be afraid to take up space. Let the arms be out. Let the palms be up. And the breath, it just goes back to what it does naturally. So don't think about it anymore. And we want to stay in this pose, ideally 5 minutes. Ideally 5 minutes. And I'm going to stay with you throughout the whole 5 minutes, hopefully that you will take. And just let all those muscles, any place where you're touching the mat or the floor, let all those muscles just sink down, let everything get heavy. energy back to your breath. So just take a deeper breath in than the one before. And then wiggle some fingers, some toes. And rotate some ankles and wrists. Let's get one last big full body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead toward the wall behind you. Reach your toes toward the wall in front of you. Just get as long as you can. Reach, take your deepest breath in. Then let go, take your deepest breath out. And let your knees squeeze into your chest, hands to shins, rock a little side to side. And then roll all the way over to your left side. And hang out there just a moment. And let your right hand press down on the floor and just help to pick you back up. And then one last thing before we get off into our day. Just let your palms touch right in front of your heart. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes, chin down toward your chest. A moment to consider everything we have to be grateful for. A moment to decide that we're going to move into the rest of the day or evening with as much mindfulness and gratitude as we can. Let's go out there and make the best of every moment. Namaste.